Greetings, our cherished listeners and viewers. We are very grateful to have you back on the show today. Today's episode is promises to be very exciting, and I have two gentlemen here. We are going to be discussing a very important subject on trending on the social media. We look at it. Ghana must go. That Ghana must go. That argument that happened, which is repeating itself in the other ways. Nigeria must go, and so our topic of discussion today is Ghana must go to Nigeria must go. Are we repeating history or healing from it? And gentlemen, I would like you to introduce yourself to our cherished listeners. On my right,
Big Harry.
Big Harry. Give us a brief about who you are so that our listeners may follow you, get to know who you
are. I'm a Pan-Africanist, so to put it that straight, and I deal in broadcast journalism, and I've done that for quite a long time. And in recent times, I'm trying to advocate for a change in the mindset as to how we handle the pure water sachet.
Okay.
So it's a campaign that I'm trying to take it to schools and churches so that we can make just a simple note. If you drink the pure water sachet, it land up in the street, in the gutters, choke our river bodies. So I'm trying to I've come up with an idea, actually.
Okay.
Where if you drink the sachet water, you have to roll it and then fold it from both ends and make a knot in the middle. It becomes smaller and very portable to put into the dustbin. So that is the campaign I'm now trying to spread across the country.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show too.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
All right, sir.
And on my left side.
Okay. My name is Pastor Ken. Yes, from Champion Gateway Ministry. Yes, so that I hope you know me. I've been here, you have been watching.
You have always been on the show.
Yes,
so
yes.
It's a pleasure to have you today.
Thank you.
And my name is Christopher Ableto, your host for today. And so we are going to jump into the conversation. And so it's something I want my viewers and our listeners to also enjoying the discussion. Are we healing? You know, I grew up hearing Ghana must go. And we have a certain jute sack that was made. I'm told that was what was prepared for the Ghanaians to evacuate quickly from Nigeria, pending discussions on the economy and the things that were happening then. And today it looks like history is sort of repeating itself in the opposite direction. Ghanaians are also aggravated on the social media, and there are trends on as to whether Nigeria too must go. I don't know if that's we are going to have those sack or we are going to design our own bags to ask our colleagues and our friends, Nigerians, to also go back. So I'm going to jump into the conversation with Pastor Ken quickly. Do you say, Pastor Ken, we are healing from it or we are just repeating history? Ghana must go to Nigeria must go.
It's neither here nor then, because whether we are healing or we are Nigeria must go, that was 83. Ghana must go, that was 83. But I don't see anywhere, because of one person, his evil doing so, you will say the whole people should go for what? Because there are many Nigerians who are in Ghana, who are in other African countries, who own business, legitimate ones.
Okay.
Yes, it's not everybody who is a criminal. It's not every Nigerian who is here doing fraud. That the fact must be laid clear.
Okay.
Yes. So if you say we should go, what of the people who owns the banks? What of those who are owning those companies that are doing well, that are supporting, that has employed Ghanaians? Because when you go into those banks and when you go into their companies, it is not Nigerians that are working there. It is Ghanaians that are working there.
Okay.
So if they should go with their company. The people who have done evil should be punished for what they have done. Because maybe in those times when they said Nigeria must go, people were ignorant. That was why they pushed Ghanaians outside. Yes, but now things are not the same way as it is in 83.
Okay.
Yes, because the Nigerians that are here, it is not everybody who is a criminal. That is a fact. It's not everybody who is a criminal. There are people who have legitimate businesses. That is across the whole nation. When you go to Seko, there are people who are selling there. They are not doing dubious things.
Okay.
Yeah, they own shops and they have employed Ghanaians. So what are we saying? I don't believe. And all those things I am seeing, I think maybe it's social media gimmicks, because I don't see anywhere they have even the president or any minister coming out to say, okay, Nigerians must go because of one Igbo person who is just bringing his opinion, what he wants to do. That is up to him. Okay. That will not take anything from Ghana.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
So, Big Harry, would you say we are healing, or if Ghanaians are saying Nigeria must go, which we are seeing a trend on the social media, and even though there are no official statements from any official person from the land issuing a statement that from hence Nigerians are supposed to pack their baggage and get moving, what do you have to say? Yeah. If Ghanaians are being aggravated and they are saying that Nigerians must go, will you say we are healing, or we are repeating history?
Like my brother just said, neither here nor there, but I will see it this way. They say come and invent cast their shadows, all right? And if the dog wouldn't bite you, it will not bare its teeth. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Nigerians and Ghanaians have a very strong bond from the 20th century.
Okay.
In the 20th century, when there were no artificial boundaries, Nigerians, the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Fulanis, they come in and trade. They settle in the northern rich part of Ghana, then Gold Coast. And then during the colonial era, post-colonial era, when both countries were being ruled by the British, all right? Okay. The Nigerians had quite skilled people who came into Ghana to work officially, teachers, artisans, and whatnot and whatnot. So these two countries share very things in common. There are some intermarriages between these two people. So we have always lived in harmony, all right? But you see, there is always a thin line or a boundary where you have to cross or not to cross. Okay. This brouhaha, sometimes I think is either overblown or we are being too sentimental about it. But if you look at the motive of the man through whom all this is going on, does he really mean what he says? And if he meant what he says, then we should look at it holistically and discuss it from that angle. Okay. If a man is coming to build a kingdom in a kingdom, Ghana is a sovereign country, all right? Mm-hmm. And therefore, people cannot be allowed to build their own kingdoms. And history has been very fair to us. If you look at the Bible, I think somewhere in Exodus, the two of you are pastors, you can help me. It happened in Egypt when there was a drought and famine in Israel, all right? The Israelites moved to Egypt in search of food. But then the Pharaoh realized that the Israelites were multiplying. He became agitated. And therefore, with his council, they made a decree that if any Israelite woman gave birth to a male child, they should kill him. What was his reason? He said, least they multiply. And one day, when there is banter between these two nations, the Israelites living in Egypt will rise up with their brothers in Israel, and they will fight against the Egyptians, which was true. Not quite after he made that decree, Moses, who was a victim, who was saved miraculously out of that brouhaha, in one of his errands, encountered an Egyptian and an Israelite fighting. To support what the Pharaoh envisioned, he went to join his brother, the Israelite, and beat up the Egyptian.
And killed him.
All right?
Okay.
So it is always history that should be our guide. Again, if you look at the North African countries, Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, those North African countries, history will tell you that these were lands that were once inhabited by black indigents. Black people, once upon a time, occupied those lands, including Egypt itself.
Okay.
Now, what happened? Because black people normally are friendly and accommodative, all right? When the white Arabs came in because they were troubled, they wanted a place to farm and do a little business, we accommodated them. Little did we know that when they multiply, they will expel us from the place. And today, you cannot have any black man in either Tunisia, Morocco, or whatever. Only few remnants. And they're even in the minority, and they're always maltreated, mishandled, all right?
Okay.
When, along the line, when we started, we came to South Africa, Central Africa, West Africa, and whatever, and we were trying to settle down. History repeated itself again. White Europeans came in with the intent to come and trade with us, all right? We were a bit suspicious of their character. We didn't want to accommodate them, but they convinced us that they are coming to trade. In so doing, we gave them portions of land to build their forts and castles. Little did we know that eventually our foreparents were going to end up in the same dungeon, all right? The land, the labor we have produced, the building we have helped them to build, we were arrested, captured, put in the slave dungeon, and shipped back to the Americas and the Caribbeans, all right? So at any time when you have people who want to get themselves entrenched in a particular way, you have to look at it very well. If they are able to succeed to do it, all right? And 50 years after, probably the two of us wouldn't be here.
Okay.
And the people want to take back their land. You think the people can get back their land that free? And that there are not going to be any resistance? There will be resistance, all right? So our laws in the country just must work. If you're a Nigerian, you are here, you are doing your job, and you are doing it legally, nobody have a problem with you. If you have built your house, you've married a Ghanaian woman, you're doing your business, and you're doing it legally, we are good to go. I am a Pan-Africanist. I think Africa should come together, all right? And live as one people under one umbrella and whatnot, all right? But then there must always be that barrier, that thin barrier, that must not be crossed. Listen, when the Biafran War started, it was a small group of people, but then it escalated, all right? Okay. And it went on and on and on and on and on until today, probably it died out not too long ago, all right? Today, in Nigeria, Boko Haram is there, terrorizing some people, all right? And they themselves cannot manage. Now, if we accommodate these people here, and in the next probably 5 years, there are about 2 million of them with the same mindset, living, kidnapping people, doing teenage prostitution, gangsterism, and all those things in one enclave. It will be hard for us to even to go there and rescue the people, all right? Yeah. So therefore, what will happen? We will have to employ the military to do this and that. And by the time we could say, Jack, civil war will erupt, and the two countries are going to be in war, all right? So we have to set up the boundaries, do the right thing, and we will all live in peace. I'm not sure anybody is agitating that Nigerians should go. Nigerians ain't going nowhere. Okay. They're not going nowhere. So, but when they trespass the line, then somebody should crack them.
Okay. So bringing up that, I would like to know from you, Pastor Kennedy, do you think that there is a cause for concern for national security as long as this conversation is concerned?
Yes, definitely, because there are some of them too who are living a certain lifestyle that always causes eyebrows raised, because when you look at them and some of the things that some of them do, like anytime they will find armed robber, they will catch armed robber, they see Nigerians that tells you see people have killed and they find out, okay, it's Nigerians. And when you go to his home now, man, Nigeria, the prison is filled with most Nigerians. Yes. And I won't blame them too much too, because you see, when you have poor leadership, when the leaders don't care about the citizens, how their life goes and whatever it is, that is how the people come and behave. So Nigerians always want to go out, leave their country because they know they are not being treated well in their own country. And they want to do anything to become somebody because of where they are coming from. So it is not some of them to their fault. It is bad leadership in their country. And I will say that, okay, anytime the children of Israel commit sin against God, God wants to punish them. But you see, when God warned Joshua that when you go to Ai, don't touch any accursed thing there. We saw that a man went to church, and when they find out, because for that reason, so many things happened to the Israel, and they lost the battle to even a small group of people. But when they found out, what did they do? Joshua went back and prayed to God, and he said, what? Achan has touched They are cursing. So Achan has to be punished. I believe that when people come and they are Nigerian or other tribe or wherever it is, and like the same way Ghanaians, when we commit, we are being punished. People need to be punished for what they have done. Okay. Do you get it? Not that, okay, a whole Nigeria should come under stress, because when people have lived here, when they have done what is right, and because of just one single person, his behavior, because Achan was punished, and he and his family, not the entire Israel. It is Achan and his family and his children were punished. So such people must go into the prison. Such people must be deported. That is how it's supposed to be. But not that, okay, we'll bring the whole Nigerians under a shed. We also have our brothers there. Okay. I have brothers in Nigeria now. I have brothers and sisters in Nigeria. So imagine, okay, let them go. That means my sisters and my brothers should come home. And it will tell another thing. So we are brothers. Nigerians know Ghanaians as their brothers. When you meet anywhere, they know you are Ghanaian and Nigerian. They love you as their brother. It's just that some people are just bad. It's not because, okay, all Nigerians are bad. I would never stand anywhere, because I've even told people that if me, I'll stay outside Ghana and live. I'll live where Nigerians are. Because why? I like the way their zeal of how they want to pursue it, how they want to get it. That is what Ghanaians don't have. Ghanaians are self-relaxed and always we coil ourselves. So when we see people who are giving expression for what they believe in, sometimes we are intimidated. That is the truth. We are intimidated by their way, because we feel, okay, everything has to be like everything. But Nigerians are not like that. I have lived in Nigeria. I have stayed with them. I have traveled and meet them. And I feel their edge of urgency. Nigerians want to make meaning to life. That is the truth. That is why sometimes we Ghanaians cannot, because Ghanaians are more self-relaxed people. So when they see the way they behave, it is not that they hate you, because Nigerians would like to do and make profit. Okay. They do business and make profit. But Ghanaians want to get one thing there and hold and say, okay, I am the only one who brought it. But Nigerian doesn't care, having plenty branches, and what at the end, the little can make some money.
All right. So, Big Harry, the question is that, does this pose any threat to our national security? Is it an issue of concern as far as our national security is concerned?
If you ask me that question, I find it a bit difficult. But let me tell you something, all right?
All right.
There is, you see, the Malians and the Nigerians,
okay,
all right? I think they are even more in the country than the Nigerians, okay? But people are not taking note of them. You know why? They are behaving silently. Now, let me tell you. Once upon a time, if you're looking for a shoemaker, he's an Akan. I wouldn't say Ashanti or whatever, but you see shoemakers going around with their box. Go, trying to solicit for people to patronize their work, all right? Today, you don't see them anymore. The Nigerians have taken over. They are doing the shoemaker now. Once upon a time, you have those women and men who will carry their sewing machine, all right? Go from house to house and sew things. Today, the Nigerians and Malians are doing that job, all right? Once upon a time, we used to have our young men who were unemployed pushing the truck and carting goods from one end of the market to the other. Today, if you go to the markets, you see the Nigerians with their one tie. They are doing this business, all right? And then there's another job. You see those who sell mobile phone accessories.
Yeah.
Today, they have, if you walk on the street, you see them with their 4-tie or 2-tie thing. And they'll be going everywhere, the nooks and crannies of the country, to sell their stuff. These are Nigerians, all right? Then we have those who go around to do pedicure or whatever for people. They have their scissors and and they go out and cut people fingernails and whatever, all right? Then there is a Nigerian and Malian who are doing scraps, who go around to collect scraps and whatever. Today, just while I was coming here, I met almost about 15 of them before I got here. I've counted about 15 of them, cutting their mobile phone accessories, those holding their thing to go and cut fingernails and whatever, all right? But because these people are not outgoing people, they don't socialize, they don't amalgamate with the Ghanaian public, all right? They are kind of in their line. They don't disturb people, all right? Yeah. So nobody is talking about them. But I even find them more of a threat than the Nigerians. If you look at the tricycle, if you go into Kasua, Walantu, all those tricycles there, 70% of those who ride that tricycle are Nigerians and Malians.
That's true.
Are Nigerians and Malians, all right? And these are people coming from the Sahel who are plagued with terrorism, okay? And then we are receiving them. This is where the security thing comes in.
Okay.
They are in one enclave, a lot of them, all right? And they are confined in one corner. You will not find anywhere they are no Ghanaians among them, all right? But you see the Nigerians, when they come to rent houses and they
live among the people.
But this ones, nobody is tracing them. And I find them more dangerous even than the Nigerians.
Yes, so the issue of national security comes in when you cited an example, like these Israelites go because they want to go and do business and get some food to survive. Eventually, we see them remaining in Egypt by one reason or the other. And at the end of the day, they became the arch enemies of the Egyptians.
Exactly.
All right. So now, if concerns are being raised that people are trying to build kingdoms or empires within the state, under what authorization are they doing that? Under what legislation are they doing that? And so, if citizens begin to get irritated and feel threatened that, okay, the menial jobs that you have mentioned that are being given out to people, which is supposed to be for them, don't you think that is going to increase the tension between these very nations, and at the end of the day, create a very hostile relationship on the international level and how we perceive or look at our neighbors as a whole?
Now, first of all, you see, our security system is porous. It has always been porous.
Yes, I'm going to come to the immigration, the impacts on immigration.
When there was COVID, all right?
All right.
And there were restrictions that people from the neighboring countries shouldn't come in. I had an advantage to go to my hometown from the Zama part.
Okay.
And I tried to cross the border, all right? To tell the truth, I crossed the border easily. They didn't even ask me of passport. They didn't even ask me of nothing, all right? And you could see people coming in, and all they're doing is they're taking 5, 10 cedi from them, and it's go and go and go and come and come. Nobody is checking anything. The Nigerians who are here and are staying here illegally and doing 419 and all sort of things, you could find immigration officers day and night going to their houses, police, to go and collect money.
That is true.
So right from the entry point, the borders and whatever, now they come in just like that. Whether they have passport, whether they don't have passport, whether they have residence permit, whether they have work permit, nobody cares. All right?
Okay.
If the security sits up and do its work very well, all right, there are some people who will not even come. They will stay in Nigeria. Because when they go through the documentation and do you have a place to stay, this, that, oh no, I have a brother. They will even find out where the brother stays, what the brother does, all right? But just the mere fact that he speaks Nigeria, oh, Oga, 20 cedis is gone, 100 cedis is gone. Oh yeah, carry on. Whatever they are coming to do, the security officers don't care. You see, Ghana, we are sitting on a time bomb. We are very friendly people, all right? But familiarity breeds contempt.
Exactly.
Okay.
Too much familiarity breeds contempt, all right? We are blacks. We love our brothers from Nigeria. They are blacks, all right? But if their actions and inactions will have negative impact in the country that is hosting them, we need to look at it very serious and deal with it as it is. Crack the whip when you have to. Don't just crack the whip unnecessarily that, oh, you will just put all of them together that Nigeria must go. Like my brother said, some of them have open jobs, banks, whatever. They have employed indigenous Ghanaians working there, paying them their salary. What is wrong about that? Beautiful. All right? But the bad nuts, how do we fish them out? They are the ones who are being pampered. And I think that Iboken is one of them. I am sure that he is one of them.
Because he has buy most of these, not even the politician, the security people. The security people. So
if we have things like that, and we think, oh, like the Ghanaian situation, oh, my fear and worry is that, you see, when they get mightier and they find themselves well positioned and entrenched, Master, we can be doomed. But if they are here for good and our laws are working, we can live in harmony. Even this documentation, passport and whatever, they don't matter. We are black people. It doesn't matter. But their deeds. Recently, one of the operations to to nip Galamsey in the bud. There was a village somewhere in the western region
which Nigerians
where Nigerians are there in their numbers, and they've carried young ladies as age of 12 and 13, 14, 15-year girls in that bush doing prostitution, selling drugs, red, and so on and so forth. And the previous administration, I'm not aligned to any political party, all right?
Okay.
They sat here for over 8 years. These people were in the bush, destroying our forest. And nobody could just...
And we're blaming the Chinese
people. You see, it's just like we have two bad people. Even about the Chinese. Recently, Mahama said, oh, when you arrest the foreigners who are in Galamsey, when you arrest them, let's deport them back to their country. How do you deport someone doing evil? He said, deport him to the country. And the one who is here, you will arrest him and put him in prison.
Even
what sense does that make?
Right, I'll not catch you. When you go to China, the Nigerians, I remember the last time I went to China and I was coming. Some of the Nigerians, because when they arrest you, they send you to prison. And the prison, they are not the one going to buy you air ticket to go to your hometown. If not, you work for the nation to your people send you. If you in forever. That's why. And when they are leaving you, they leave you at the edge of the plane. When you are about to climb the plane, then they remove the handcuffs from your hand and your legs. That's how they do. But how can we arrest them when they are destroying our lands and we say, okay, we should just deport them because what, they are Chinese?
Because they are Chinese. But when the same sin is committed by somebody with the same color like you and me, then he is being dealt with. You see, sometimes we are our own enemies. Sometimes we are our own.
Right. So on that note, we'll be going for a quick commercial break. You are still watching and the show, Economical Insight. We are discussing whether or not the Ghana must go to Nigeria must go, whether or not it is a healthy relationship or a rivalry. And so join the conversation, go to the comment section. Let's hear your opinion, and we'll be grateful to have them shared. Thank you. We'll be right back. Right, we are back live. You are welcome back. We want to go back to the discussion. We are still discussing whether or not the Ghana must go to Nigeria must go, whether or not it is a healthy relationship or a rivalry between these two wonderful nations. And so, Big Harry, I want to just come back to you. Do you think that what is happening now, the Nigeria must go from the Ghanaian community, is a sentiment, it's based on sentiment on what has happened in the past or the history between Ghana and Nigeria? In other words, Ghana must go.
No, basically it has nothing to do with that. It's a populist idea. It's about some people whose interest is to churn out falsehood, all right, and raise unnecessary sentiment. Okay. What happened when the Nigeria must go and the Ghana must go thing started in 1969 after the overthrow of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
Okay.
The Nigerians were here, they were doing good business, and nobody was complaining because Ghana at that time, economically, we were good. So there wasn't any complaint from anybody. Kwame Nkrumah himself, being a Pan-Africanist, wouldn't drive Nigerians away if he was around, all right? But when the military took over, the economy was in shambles. And therefore, most Ghanaian businesses were complaining about Nigerians taking over, domineering the business space, okay? Economically, we were a bit going down. That was during the days of Brigadier Akwesi Afrifa, the then military leader. So that was in 1969. So he started to expel the Nigerians, not the Nigerians alone, the Burkinabes and the Togolese, because the Burkinabes too were here, more so in Kumasi doing farming, okay? But then there were a number of Nigerians that were affected. So when Afrifa was overthrown, then came the Prime Minister Buzia. So he foresaw the expulsion of the Nigerians, and then in 1969, they were asked to go away. Mind you, at that time, Nigeria was engaged in the Biafran War.
Okay.
And so they didn't pay attention to what was happening here.
In Ghana.
Because they needed to solve what was going on in the 67 to 1970, where the Biafran War was at its peak. So fast forward in 1983, the Nigerian economy was also in shambles. And then the Nigerians also started to agitate that, no, we Nigerians are here, we now. And there were about almost 1 million plus Ghanaians in Nigeria at that time. Because Nigeria at that time, the oil was booming in the 60s. The oil business
became a hub for business.
So the influx of Ghanaians into Nigeria was high. They will go and come back with their ghetto blasters, and they come with things, they come with goodies.
That's true.
Okay, so the Nigerians or the Ghanaians were doing better, but okay, since it is economy business that got the Nigerians sacked, we too are in economic crisis. So why are they here? They must also go. That is why the Ghana must go thing came on in 1983. Actually, they came at a time probably when Ghana too there was kind of exactly. So I'm saying, but to put it mildly, the Ghanaians didn't get it on a bed of roses. Some of them were manhandled. If you hear a lot of them talk about the treatment method against them, but all these wounds have been healed long ago. They have no part to play in this present agitation. Nigeria must go. I think it's a populist idea. Those trying to propagate that message, they should stop. If you go to social media, most Nigerians themselves are begging that, oh, Ghana, it's not me, oh, it's only one person who is causing this, oh, we beg you, oh, we are good Nigerians, oh. So even the Nigerians themselves, they know that, no, Ghanaians are good people, they are friendly. It is only one Nigeria whose mouth trespass his boundary. If you want to even build your kingdom, you go on and build. Let's see how it goes. But for you to come and tell us that you want to build a kingdom, at least to me, it is creating unnecessary tension. All right.
Okay.
Like I did say earlier on, if you look at the Nigerians here, and if you look at the number of the Malians and Nigerians put together, they are more than the Nigerians.
Yes.
But why are we not talking about them?
Which group are those ones that are on the streets begging for money?
Nigerians. Those are from Chad. Those are from Chad.
And it's people's business. So
it's
only
people catch people from there and bring them
to come and
work, and then they collect. They go and make sales, just like any other
taxi driver or something.
Who go and make sales. They also make sales.
Amazing.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I think I heard in the news that they have sent about 5,000 people.
Yes, but they will come back. Just like you said, when you arrest a Chinese doing galamsey, just deport him back. Those ones that were taken recently will find their way back because it is you see, the beggars on the street. Our constitution frowns on it, that we shouldn't have children
on the street
to be begging. So are the leaders asleep? They don't see the children? Imagine if they are your own children. Would you like them to be on the street? So we must make our laws and our institutions work. If for some reason we have to put them in some children's home and give them education, all right, and they integrate into the society and become better people, they become better people for Ghanaians, and it will help the Ghanaian economy. Yeah. Recently, yes, there was a girl called Ajimai who is playing for the English team, all right, and he miraculously come on as a substitute. And he scores marvelous goals, and he has put in England on top of the map, that they are doing well. He's a Ghanaian, all right? So if we find a Malian here, and we can groom the person to become a better citizen for the country, so be it. At the end of the day, it's for our well-being as Africans.
Exactly. That's like the way the France has the...
But if we should say that we should let this get into the presidency or people, and therefore we should antagonize the Nigerians and let them go, I beg. Anybody trying to go on that tangent will be misleading the country into something that will not be beneficial to all of us. Okay. Because one good thing deserves the other. The problems are there. Let's address them as it is. Let us not overhype it and make it look like there is tension between these two countries. On every Sunday, I play football. And sometime once in a month, we organize.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we organize.
Maybe I should come and join you so that we play the ball.
Yeah, we organize some community football matches, all right? And anytime we organize, Nigerians are able to raise a team to come and play. Wow. And to tell the truth, most of the sponsorship on the field is done by these Nigerians. Let's buy water, let's buy drink, let's buy ball, let's buy JC. But they don't care. Even if they come
are good people.
So let us not too much.
It's not everybody who is bad.
Look at the negativity among the bad nuts, all right, and then label all of them as one. To me, if there's any failure, it's the security. They should be up and doing. And even look at the Nigerians. I am more concerned of the Nigerians because, you see, they come from the Sahel. They have passed through this terrorism business, all right? And when they are influx here, it's like we don't care.
Right. So Pastor Kennedy.
Yes.
Yeah, your thoughts on that. Is it rising out of sentiment? Or is it a sentimental issue? Or it is just something that people are blowing out of proportion?
I think it's being blown out of proportion because they are brothers. So I love them. That is the fact. I love them. They are brothers. You can't do anything about that. Like, anyway, because they only have competition with Ghanaians. They cannot have. Benin is closer to them, but you won't see Nigeria mention Benin. You won't see them mention Togo. You won't see them mention Cameroon. They will always have competition with Ghanaians.
I think the Ethiopians.
A 30 minutes comment. In 1993, I happened to find myself in Niger, Burkina Faso. I was en route to Libya, all right? And I don't understand French, apart from the school French, bien come and all those small French. And if you walk and you meet a Nigerian who can communicate, you think you are in heaven.
Exactly.
Because you've met your brother.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to meet a Ghanaian to see that you have met a brother.
No.
All right? The moment you walk in the nook and cranny and find a Nigerian, and
You can't speak the same language.
we share
the two of
so
you
many
click.
things.
So
in
many
common.
things.
we click so easy.
They are brothers. That is the fact.
That's what I'm saying.
They are brothers.
And when they find you, they give you some assistance if you need. All right?
They are very generous.
They will give you
They
that.
are our brothers.
Okay.
They are brothers.
So, Pastor, carry on.
Yeah, they are brothers. That is the fact. Because Nigerians don't have any, they won't call South Africa, they won't say Ghanaians, always Ghanaian jollof, Nigeria jollof. I mean, all manner of things, they create jokes out of it because we are the only people they can relate to. And we too, we can relate to them. I mean, this is blown out of proportion because some people, because of today's social media, everybody want to put something out there so that they might get view to watch. But honestly, there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on.
See this as
No,
sort of blogging,
there's nothing going on.
Blogging to make money.
Yeah, Nigerians in my church.
Content creation.
Yeah,
not,
the
not
Nigerians in my church.
critically.
There are some people have given the place, have made them relax. Chalk.
And then, you see,
Yeah.
there's a problem too among the Nigerians themselves. You see, that's what I'm saying.
That is not.
If we are talking about the Nigerians, they themselves should accept that.
They know.
What have they done wrong? All right? Like I was saying earlier on, in my village in Nzema,
They know.
the last time I went there, there's a hotel once upon a time when I go, I used to hang around. Today, if you go, young Nigerian prostitutes have taken over that hotel. And in the village, nobody can talk. It's like, not even the chiefs. It has become something that has been accepted. No. If you go to where the oil hub in Nzema,
Okay.
the Atuabo stretch, all right? There are all the hotels on that stretch. You find these Nigerian young girls
Doing business there.
doing prostitution. You see, this is what we should set up. And when they do that, you think our own children don't learn? They will learn from them.
Because they see them
Even the
making money.
prostitution is illegal.
It's illegal, but if you go there, the police, they go there, they patronize, they go there and collect money. You see, our problem here in the country is all about the security.
The security, that is
It's the
the
security.
security.
So
They cannot tell me they don't know that these ladies are
They
there
know.
doing prostitution.
They know.
But they will go there and collect money. You see, so we will sit down and talk about it year in, year out, all right? When the right authorities, including the chiefs, who sit in their villages and see these things happen, they don't also speak to it. They don't say anything. If you go to my village now, I said they are there more than they are there.
Yeah.
And they are doing whatever they like. All right? And once in a while, you hear that a child is missing. How did she was kidnapped by a Nigerian? And they talk it, and then they leave it. All right? But if we sit unconcerned and allow this to go on and on and on, then one day we'll have a big problem that we cannot solve. And we have to solve it in a very hard way. Something we could easily solve today. In the next 50 years, now we will have to need arms to solve it. And that is going to cost even human lives.
all right. So I want to come back to you on the matter. What should the government be doing about these issues that are rising up, so-called harmful? Without harm, less harmfully. This, let's say, friendly arguments that is generating trends on social media. What are some of the things that we should, as a nation, put in place so that it doesn't just become an issue that will escalate? It won't become an issue that will escalate tomorrow. It doesn't become an issue that becomes a national security issue or a national security concern for the nation of Ghana.
You see, if Nigeria was that good, they wouldn't come here.
Okay.
So that should tell us something. If Nigeria was that good, those people wouldn't leave their country and come here. And sometimes when they come, then they rent one room, you can see about 20 people in that room, all right? To me, both Nigeria and Ghana should try to open up jobs for the teeming youth, all right, to stop that traveling, migrating from here and migrating over there, all right? If we should use the resource in Africa very wisely, okay, we could open up some businesses here and there. And this, even if a Nigeria comes here and he gets a good, decent job and he's doing, what is wrong?
What's wrong?
There's nothing wrong with that. So let us open jobs, open the market, everything we're supposed to do to make the citizen feel that they are working and they are earning, all right? They wouldn't go and sit there and take phone and try to, hey, hello, my name is this, I'm calling from here. They want to scam people. Anything they will scam. Let us put the right mechanism in place from the government. But you see, one thing is that the government wouldn't act. We don't have a listening government. One government gone, another one comes, and it will still be the same because they don't have the willpower. Most of our leaders don't have the willpower.
Okay.
When I was in 1983, when I tried to cross the border between Ghana and Burkina Faso, there's a place called Po. You see, the moment you reach there, in the evening, I think they will hoist their flag. So they will blow just an ordinary whistle, and everybody will have to stand for the flag to be hoisted before you begin to move. If you move, they will lash you. All right? So there must be strict laws. That must work. You see, if you get into the country, the laws should be facing you, that if you do this. Today in Europe, all right, if you eat a gum and throw it or smoke cigarette and throw it there, you can go. They will take it, send it to the laboratory. They know who chewed the gum and dump it there. They will bring you your bill. So they are even taking petty things in very serious. Because if we allow everybody to eat chewing gum and chew chewing gum and throw it away, chew chewing gum and throw it away.
Politicians can sit in the public train and go to work.
Because they are safe. Because
they can't loot.
No. All right? So it's all about security measures. But I also suspect that the youth coming up, you see, we have lost our sense of direction. All right? It's like we have no leader. We also don't know where we are going. It's like if the wind blows this way, we are there. If it blows us this way, you see, I think the other day I spoke with a pastor, and I said to that pastor, it's time some of you pastors have to get actively involved in politics, because the nation is God's nation. If you come into mainstream politics, all right, you could be the ones saving the people. Okay. But if you leave this job in the hands of politicians, and every day you also come and sit there and complain, you're not helping the cause.
Right.
That is true.
So Pastor Kennedy, mentioning that pastors should come on board into the field of leadership and take the mantle and lead the nation. Yeah. What do you have to say? What do you think that the nation should be doing? What are the measures that should be put in place to ensure that these things we are saying today doesn't become a national security issue tomorrow?
Like as you're saying, the people need to be empowered. There are many people with many ideas that it cannot come to limelight. Why? Because it doesn't have the requirement for the loans and what the bank is asking. So they cannot even expand and employ more people.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Right.
Yes, so that is one of the challenge, because when the requirement that they ask before they take the loan, even though as high rates, people will have gone for it. But the things that they are asking for, because some people don't have those things. And beside that, too, there are people who are bad when they take the loan. That is why they also want to take that risk. They want to go in that direction. But I think there must be a room for the people to expand, because maybe businesses are there, but the business that people have now, it can only feed up to maybe 100 people. So he has only employed maybe 2 or 3 people. But when he can get support, the government there will be an initiative to support the people so that they can open up. I think that will be best. Because when people are working, I don't think they will go and rob.
Okay.
I don't think they will go and do 419. Yes. Because many come because Nigeria, there's no job. When he came to Ghana too, there's no job. So he will be forced to go and do this fraud. Yes, because it is only when people are not working, they are not employed, that is when you see them getting into these dubious lifestyle, because they must live.
Just like they say, is that the devil find work for idle hands.
Yes, they must live. Because when there's nothing for him to do, when you that you are government, the leaders, you don't get it, because there are many Nigerians who are working because only few.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to come back to you, Big Harry. You are a Pan-Africanist, and you have traveled to several countries, and you have seen what is going on. As an activist for the well-being of Africa and the collaborative effort between African nations, what are some of the measures that you think that when they are put in place, you have gone through these borders and you have seen what is done over there? So I believe that if the borders are properly operating as it's supposed to be, we will not have certain group or certain class of people coming into the country and abusing the system. I mean, taking advantage of the loopholes in the system and abusing the system to the point where people begin to react out of contempt for the other group of people. So what are some of the things you think that when they are put in place, it can help, it can curb all these things we are saying today?
You see, I am a novice. And the reason why I'm saying I'm a novice is that, all right, those who are governing, the heads of states in all the African countries, all right, they came to read about the Organization of African Unity, which Kwame Nkrumah and Haile Selassie and all those people started, all right. What was their plan? Their plan was to remove those artificial barriers and so they could trade among themselves, all right. But because of greediness, okay, they have refused to make it work. Before Warren was in power, there was an idea that ECOWAS should have a common currency, all right?
Okay.
Has it started? You know how many years ago?
Whatever.
ECO.
Yes.
How many years ago? And we haven't.
It'll come at 2015 or something.
We haven't been able to do it. Why haven't been? Why? What is restraining us from taking measures that will help the citizenry or the people on the continent? Greediness. If you go to the Francophone countries where they align more with France, all right, and if you see somebody like Paul Biya in Cameroon sitting on the throne for almost 40 odd years, and he wouldn't relinquish power for the young, dynamic leadership to take over and build a country. If you look at what is happening in Togo, the Yadama dynasty. If you go to some of the African countries, Uganda, that man there, what is his name? Museveni. All right? He is not willing to relinquish power for the younger ones to come and bring in fresh ideas. So if we have such leadership, until recently, the man in Ivory Coast who was given power on a silver platter, what is his name? Bring your name. That man in Cote d'Ivoire now, he wants to go for a fourth term.
Fourth term, yeah.
All right? So if we have
83
years, if we have leaders like this, still hovering around the continent and are not ready to give up power, it will be any measures we put on board will not work. We can bring all the fine ideas on board and it will not work. All right? We have got somebody who have started it in Burkina Faso, and then the one in Mali and Niger. You see, I always say that a good decision, violently executed today, is better than a perfect plan next week. If it is a good plan and it can be executed next week, let us execute it. Let us not wait for the perfect plan and implement that next year. The man has taken over as a military leader, all right? And he's putting things in place so that in the next 5-10 years, Burkina Faso will be a place people will go and seek for employment, all right? Yet such a fine man, people are making an attempt to assassinate him and give the power to a civilian corrupt man who will come and say, oh, I've gone 4 years, I need another 5 years, I've gone 10 years. To me, one thing that is not helping Africa is democracy. It's democracy.
That was what I said.
You see, it is a system that one person can steal a lot of money and go to court, and the court say, oh, go tomorrow, come tomorrow, come. And then he takes the money and him and his few cronies.
It's not held accountable.
It's not held accountable. And we see it all over the African continent. So it's all about the youth. The youth need to rise and find their rhythm. And Ghana, one thing I don't like about Ghana, you see, when we say we are going on demonstration, all right, it turns into a fanfare. Some carry drums and when they go and they dance and come back, that is it. Do you remember the Arab Spring?
Okay.
The Arab Spring started when Hosni Mubarak, I think so, the Egyptian president, also wanted to extend his year in office. And then the people stood up and said, no, we are going to demonstrate. So they demonstrated until the man relinquished power. I think he was killed or whatever, all right? He was arrested. When Egypt, they were just about coming out of the uprising, Algeria took over. Then straight to Tunisia. The man, Abdulaziz Bouteflika of Algeria, was almost 37 years in power, sick with stroke in a wheelchair, and he wanted to contest again. So what about the able people there? They don't have mind that a man sick with stroke, sitting in a wheelchair, want to contest again after 37 years sitting on that throne. Then Tunisia also started. But here, the youth, they are afraid. They are just talk on social media. Because when the action comes and say, this is what we have to go, they will not come. You will not even see them. They will go and align with political parties. And they will be paid some peanuts, pittance, and then that's it. And they will be on radio and whatever, defending the indefensible. So to me, if you're traveling even around the African continent, Master, it's crazy what you go through, especially if you're a Ghanaian. If you're able to go from one country to the other, Master, it's not easy. So those artificial barriers, language barrier, they are hurting us. But I think if we get good leaders, it's all about good leadership.
Right. So, Pastor Kennedy, if history repeats itself, okay, who is to blame? Is it the civilians or the politicians on this account?
That's a good question. We have to blame the leaders because at the end of the day, we give them the mantle to lead us. Do you understand? Because the people of Israel started blaming Moses because they thought they were not getting what they want. Do you get it? So anytime there's mishap in the people, the blame is apportioned to leadership.
Okay.
Yes, leadership. Because the Bible says, teach a child the way he should go so that when he goes, he will not depart. That means a leader, when you are given the mandate to rule or lead the people, you are supposed to make sure you enforce the laws of the nation so that things will be done right. But if you are only thinking, because last week I said this thing, that all the political parties are just working so that their party will be in power, not that the people will have.
They don't have the interest of the people.
Not at all. The only thing they are thinking of, okay, what can we do so that our party will be in power? What can we do so that we can have more money? When we stay in power, we will get more money, we will get more contract. And that is all. That is the mindset of the people. But to think about the people, because like as I say, if this one is doing something which is right, the opposition party will heckle the person for you to know that, oh, he's not doing anything. The same way when they also power change hand and they go, they also does the same thing. So which is which? Don't they know what is good? They know what is good. But the fact is that when you do good, the people will appraise you. And as they appraise you, they are going to lose. Or if they are in opposition, they will stay in opposition. So in that context, they have to heckle you or say things which are untrue to make sure you don't win the heart of the people.
All right. So I'm coming to Big Harry. Very soon we'll be drawing the curtain on the show for today. But I would like to ask, you have been let's say, a foreigner in another country, in another African country before. Okay, so would you say that with all these things going on, you will feel safe as an African in another African country? Why, if you would? And if you won't, why?
Certainly. You see, the world is changing, and people's mindsets are also changing gradually, all right? What I encountered way back in 1993, going on that route, I'm not sure today it will happen. If you see this, my hand here, I brought that injury from over there, all right? And yes, robbery, okay? So, but I'm not sure things would be the same.
As worse like that. It might be there, but
it might be there. Recently, there's a Ghanaian who traveled with a motorbike, and he's been going across
the world.
To
Europe or something.
And he said that his difficulty lies in most of the African countries, from crossing from one boundary to the other. Listen, it is pay or you are not going. It is pay or you are not going. And we have so much allowed these artificial barriers to exist. Pre-colonial, we should just come to understand that these are colonial barriers. These are not meant for our coming together. These ones separate us, all right? So if the leader themselves could come and let these artificial barriers be, imagine if you're going to Ivory Coast by road. When it's 6:30, you can't cross Ivory Coast border. You have to stay behind, find some place and sleep, and go the next day. Then there is somebody in a plane.
Why?
They said, when it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, the border is closed. But there is somebody in a plane going to the same place.
12 o'clock.
At 12 o'clock. And he is going. So probably he is even carrying weapons to go and do something evil there. But he's been allowed because he's going with the plane. He's going. You that you don't have the money to board the plane, you are using the road. And when you get there around 6:37 p.m., they said, road, border closed. And I have been behind the border before. That day, just when I was coming home, after suffering over there and I was coming home, I was on top of some articulator. Free car, bringing me to Ghana, and then I'll find my way. When we got to the border, they said, it's late. You guys are not going. Car park. We parked. Where do I sleep? Within about 10 minutes, there was a heavy rain. How am I going? Heavy rain. I only look on the mountain and there was a mosque. Thank God Muslims don't close their eyes. Then I went in there and slept. And all I could hear around 3, 4 a.m. was Allahu Akbar. And then they came to wake me up. I should go and sleep at the other corner. And then before I could see 7 o'clock, they are all gone. Okay? So imagine that if the border was open. I could have come to Ghana and speak my Tree language and somebody will open door for me to go and sleep. But these artificial barriers, this is what our leaders should work towards and eradicate all the artificial barriers. And you see the resources on the continent, the gold, the bauxite, the manganese, they are always going in their raw state. So don't we have mines in the country that we have to have something that will melt gold and use gold for the watches, then we have to export. Then the cocoa, what happens to it? It is going in the raw state. What about the rubber? Today the rubber, it is going in the raw state. Once upon a time, the Bonsa Tie factory used to be there. The Aboso glass factory used to be there. Today, all this have collapsed. The rubbers are going in their raw state. So sometimes I ask myself, and that's why sometimes the white man business
they are not even bought at a very appreciable price.
But how can you sell raw things and say you sell it?
And you expect to rake in something, all right? How will the children even learn? You see, those days, if the machines were there operating, the young boys in the factory, they will learn. They can become responsible how to operate these machines and stuff like that. But master, there is nothing like that. And when the private institutions are also trying to set up businesses, the electricity bill alone, they cannot afford to pay.
The taxes.
And then the next thing, they will bring a Chinaman or a Lebanese to come and sit next beside you and compete. So your business will not go.
And these people are coming with huge capitals.
They come here, we give them the money. By their skin color, they can walk into the bank and bring some certificate and then blah, 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 blah. And they are giving huge sums of money to start up. You here, Ghanaian, you will never get that money. You even bring your house, they will never give you the money. But the Lebanese will go to the bank, and the next 24 hours, he's giving huge sums of money to go and operate. So internally, we have to just mend our mentality. You see, when we are able to mend our mentality and think for the people, all right, this is not rocket science. We can turn the lives of the people around. Before I round up, let me draw your attention to something very funny.
Okay.
I think some of us went to secondary school. You bought a cutlass, didn't you?
Yeah, a hoe.
You took a hoe.
We even contributed to buy more.
You sent a cutlass to school, energy. Now imagine a school that takes about 3,000 students at a go on every academic year. And 3,000 of them are meant to buy cutlasses year in, year out. And from the days of Adam, we've been buying cutlasses till today. And we are not willing to change. When the weed streamer is there, the lawnmower is there. Today, when the JSS people will be going to school come next year or whatever.
Because they sell them.
They sell them. As soon as the cutlass go to the school, they take them and sell them back to the market. This is the country we live in.
Okay, imagine 3,000 people, everybody bringing broom. For what?
For what? What for? Everybody is bringing scrubbing brush. What for? So you see, the people themselves are so wicked. And if you read Jeremiah chapter 4, verse number 21, say, how long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet. For my people are foolish. They are only apt in doing evil, very evil things. They have knowledge, but to do good, as if they don't know that this is good, and they have to do it for the people to be free. So that is why sometimes, if you look at people like Tony Jonas and Kevin Taylor, I don't support insulting people like that. But see, the Bible said, it said, for my people, they are stupid. They are senseless children. To do evil, they are very cunning, but to do good, they wouldn't do. So until we change our mentality, all right, and as Christians, even the Bible says about us, say, do not be conformed to the world, but be ye transformed by renewing your minds. If we change this thing here, we could do a lot for ourselves. But it's like we blanket it with lies, and you see, lies covers everything. They will never do it, and they know it is as simple. So Africans have to come out of that lies, and then let us go forward.
Right, Pastor Kennedy, your concluding words to your viewers.
Yes, I think the time has come that we need to wake up and take responsibility of our life. Every great destiny that will emerge will come from the responsibility of the people. If our leaders want the nation to change and they want the people to rise up and take responsibility, they must put things into places that will help the people to know that, okay, it's not me going to read business and have nothing to do with business. We have to live a practical life, as the Chinese people have done, and they have been able to come up. People, if they have ideas, there should be an institution that is helping that to be implemented. There should be a resources that is cut for the people that, okay, with this idea, this is what you are going to do, so that there's a system that control even that business, so that we make sure that the money is not being wasted. And we should move away the party colors, that when you are voted into power, you are not for your party, you are for the nation. You are for the nation. So the people of the nation should be a burden to your heart. How you see them doing well, because they believe in you and they have voted for you. So we must think of the people and make sure we are putting things into place that will help them for their advancement in life. If not, they will still be robbing, because when they got so much hungry, and when they are hungry, they will come with knives and guns into your home and rob you. So there must be a way out. The way out is that the president or the government must bring an initiative that will help small businesses to grow and advance people who have an idea, and people who have technology. They should make sure they are guiding them. There's a system like that. Not that you just leave them, okay, everybody should go and do business school, and we see them, they find, they say, their unemployment association. For what? Vocational skills must be there. There are people, when you go to Dubai, people are looking for carpenters, they are looking for masons, and everybody is doing business in the school, and they can't do any business. There are people who are entrepreneurs, they need to help them. There are people who are entrepreneurs, there are people who have the mind for computer. There should be a way for them.
Right, so...
Yeah, that is what I believe in.
Yes, Big Harry, you also quickly, your concluding words on today's show.
We will pray for our president, we will pray for our leaders,
all right,
to have some willing hearts, all right, to scale the hurdles. And sometimes, like my brother said, go beyond the particulars. And then the youth, all right, they must be responsible. They must wake up from their sleep and their slumber and stop this idleness and 419 and taking the red and whatever. And to those Nigerians who will be watching us and listening to us, all right, Ghana loves you. Do what is expected of you as a foreigner in somebody's country. Do the right thing. Abide by that country's rules and regulations. And we are all good to go. But if you do
go contrary,
the contrary, we, the inhabitants living within you, will report you every day, and then you think we don't like you. We like everybody. So let us be up and doing and push each other until we get there.
Right. So accountability is what will make Ghana a place to be. It is what will put Africa on the map. And all of us must hold ourselves to accountability. We must be accountable to ourselves. We must be sincere to ourselves enough to do what is right, to fight for the future, to make sure that Africa becomes what God intended to be. This is Economical Insight. Gentlemen, we are very grateful. Thank you for coming. Listeners, share your comments. We'll be glad to read them. We'll be glad to interact with you from your homes. Thank you for having time with us today. We'll see you here next week at the same time. Bye.